Welcome back, or if you're just joining me, welcome. We are in a foam roller series for our beginner program. So this is friendly for all levels. The foam roller series I'm about to do can be used as a warm-up or after your foam rolling session from the video before, where I just went over all just the rolling techniques. Now we're going to use it for Pilates. Know this, I'm on one of the foam ones. There are these types. This will be significantly more challenging and more pressure on your muscles, so just buyer beware if you are using one of those. Beginners, I definitely recommend here. They're relatively inexpensive and they're pretty much available everywhere. I will link the Amazon link in my site. So we're gonna climb on the roller. Go this way so you're not staring at my hair the whole time. And we're gonna sit on it. And if you're tall, make sure you're pretty far forward. My petite friends won't need to worry as much about this, but if you're tall, I want you on there. If you're extra tall, you might want to look into some extra long rollers. They probably will be a few bucks more. Sorry about that, guys. It won't be as much as upgrading to first class on an airplane if you're tall. So here we are on the foam roller. Notice my head is on the roller. Yours should be too. And then notice if you don't stabilize with something, that you'll fall. And the thing with the roller is as more limbs come off, it's harder to balance. And I don't want anybody on the floor. I went without a yoga mat today just more for filming purposes. I do have sticky bottoms on my socks, so just make sure that if you're ready for the slip, if you have slippery socks on, I don't recommend that. We're gonna start just arching and imprinting our spine just like we do on the ground sometimes, because the trick here is we're gonna want to find our neutral spine. And then there's some people, I have seen some beginners do well with imprinting, but you want to just be careful. Other back injuries might feel better. Not to overdo it and over squeeze. You never want to lift your butt. For today's purposes, I'm going to ask you not to lift your butt in this position. So for today, I'm going to show this for the neutral spine. So for me, that means a very, very small amount of space will show, but the trick is to really hold it. I'm going to use my arms to help stabilize. I have my arms at my sides. You can also be here. I really want you to stay open through your chest. Eyes should be on the ceiling. I might turn to look at you, but try to keep your eyes on the ceiling as well. And I'm going to lift one leg just like into our table position. And I'm going to go right to an alternating position. I'm keeping that neutral spine. I'm keeping one angle in my knee. I'm keeping my tailbone down and I'm breathing. Exhale and inhale. Exhale. Inhale. My toes are parallel. My feet are soft. Let's do 8. I'm keeping the sides of my waist long. And 7. One more time here. Now take both feet down, pause. Now see if you can take one hand up. Go ahead, take your left hand up, your far hand. See if you can lift one leg and then the other. A little more challenging, you can always keep both hands down if that's too much for you. Try to keep the roller super still. Try to have super motionless legs. Now remember, a smaller move will be a little bit easier. Pause for a second, that hand's gonna come down. And then go ahead, try the other hand. This side's a little more challenging for me. Keep pressing down through your tail. Keep pressing through that stabilizing arm. Last 2. And 1. We're gonna bring both hands down. Maybe make sure that you're in that neutral spine, arch and curl. Find that neutral. Bring one leg up to table. Leg up to table. Whoa. Now dip one leg down and lift. So it's similar to what we did before, but this is going to be a little more challenging. I'm really hugging my abs in tight now to make this a little bit easier. Just make a small move. The goal is to keep the roller as still as possible. As you get stronger, you'll be able to do them bigger. We're going to go for 8 more. Breathing. Abs are in tight. I'm wrapping them around my waist as if I was wearing a corset. I was trying to pull my abs off of them. And 3, 2, and 1. Yes, Pilates is the ultimate waist training guide. Now from here, a little bit more challenging or a little bit different. We're going to extend one leg and we're going to raise it. We're going to lower. You'll feel it in your hip and your thigh, and keeping everything still. A few more like this. My abs are really tight. That hip and that quad are working. All 5 of my left foot, it might be your right foot if you're mirroring me, are pressing in, so I'm not letting that knee or those toes sink to one side. I'm keeping them really still. Hold that. We'll bend that knee, place it down. Extend out the other leg. Stay with that neutral spine position. You keep that knee bent a little bit if you need to. The side's a little bit tighter on me, a little bit harder. A little bit harder for me to keep that tailbone down. I'm creasing at that hip. Great. Now go ahead and bend that leg. So now see if you can lift one leg up and then the other. See if you can stretch one leg and then bend it. So different scissor positions. Now you can start small. Starting small and maybe don't feel as strong is okay. Maybe you can do both. Start small. Right? If you extend all the way, it's going to be a little bit more challenging. Just getting used to stretching the legs, hamstring mobility. And then go ahead and take that leg down. Now from here, I'm just going to have you press into your feet. Find that neutral spine if you came out of it. See if you can raise one arm up and then the other. Draw the shoulders down. You can grab weights for more for flexibility purposes today. I didn't have them, just looking to open the chest. Press down through both of your feet. Keep that spine neutral. Exhale here. Inhale. Pressing into all 10 toes. Keeping both sides of my waist long. My neck is long. Right? Open. Really expanding over that roller. Really giving my chest muscles a chance to open. And then hold. Can you draw a few circles on the ceiling? Keeping the spine neutral. Think about really relaxing those shoulder muscles, just letting the arm bones just reach, being pulled up to the ceiling, and then reverse it. Abs are really tightening. All 10 toes are in on the floor. And last one. I'm going to gently come on off. And from here, we're going to do a little bit of the Pilates Mermaid. So we'll start with one leg cross over and the roller on one side. My palm is on my shoulders. I'm going to draw them back away from my ears, and I'm going to take the side that's closest to the roller onto the top of the roller, and I'm going to side bend. Opposite hip stays down, so don't let it lift. Really easy today. Opening up the side bodies. Remember, we stretched or we rolled. If you join me for that roller session. And my arms have a softness to them, but my shoulders are staying away from the ears. Right? And then from here, maybe you want to twist a few times. Try to keep the roller still. I have my hand a little bit forward, right? This will be require a little more flexibility. So if you center a little bit easier, go forward. Last one, that opposite hip is still down, and we're going to change sides. And we're going to change legs. Nobody likes that. And we're going to place our other hand on the roller, and we're going to do the mermaid. My opposite hip is down, my shoulders are relaxing away from the ears. My neck is long, they're drawing down and away. I'm side bending from that waist. And these should really be more of a stretch than anything. That's the whole thing with Mermaid. It's more of a mobility, side bending. One of the things that we really love about Pilates is a healthy spine moves in all directions. A few more. Breathe, exhale. Inhale, shoulders are off the ears. We're gonna hold that next one and go into a little bit of a twist. My shoulders are away from the ears. I'm rotating my torso. That opposite hip is down, right? This isn't lifting. So I grabbed a mat, so when I'm laying on my back, I'm not on the hard floor. I'll bring my hips pretty close to the edge of the mat, because usually the roller and the mat, especially if you're using like a more of a yoga mat, it'll be just a little bit too sticky. So place your feet on the roller and just lay back. Start with your arms long at your sides and just flatten and arch your spine a few times. And then for today, with the roller on the exercises, we're gonna need to keep our roller as still as possible for a lot of the exercises. Now, make sure you're pressing into both sides of your feet equally. Imprint your spine, so you're kind of flattening your spine. Lift your hips up, up, up. Try to keep the weight on your shoulder blades. Try to keep that roller still, and then roll your spine down one vertebra at a time. Come back to neutral. Imprint, right? The tail lifts, lower back, middle back, upper back. Keep your collarbones really wide. Keep your feet pressing into the roller. Keep squeezing the back of your thighs to keep that roller hold in tight. A few more like that. Imprint, inhale, up, up, up. Then exhale, down, upper, middle, lower. Tail back to neutral, imprint, and inhale up. Hold, and then exhale, take it on down. Really trying to go one rib, one vertebra of your spine down at a time. And then imprint and lift. And lower. I'm really pressing into the back of my arms and trying to keep my neck long. I'm trying not to let my shoulders lift. And lower. Two more, lift and lower, all the way down and lift and lower. Now we're gonna go back to our neutral spine, so don't imprint. You don't wanna be tucking so much here. See if you can stay with that neutral spine and then roll the roller away. Bend your knees, gliding your feet on and off that roller. Reach and in. Keep your pelvis as still as possible. You should really feel the sides of your waist, your lower belly engaged, and keep everything in there long. You shouldn't be changing that spine through the move. Last 4, 3, and I'm pointing my toes. I'm hugging my abs in tight. 2, and 1. Now I'm gonna press my feet back down. I'm just resetting a little bit. I'm gonna imprint, right? Pressing my back down. Let's keep my arms down. Let's lift on up. Hold it there. Remember, the higher you go with a lot of these moves, the harder it is. So I'm gonna sink my ribs down. So I'm really just lifting my pelvis up, my hips up. These get a little harder. See if you can push away and then in. The bigger you make these, the harder they'll be. Exhale, inhale. You can always keep the hips down. Exhale, inhale. And 4, right? I'm rolling that roller through my feet. 3, I feel this all through my glutes, my thighs, my abs, maybe my lower back a little bit. One more time, reach it out and then in, and then come all the way down. Now stretch the legs away. Take your hands onto your thighs. Weight your ankles down into the roller. My legs are straight. You can bend yours a little bit. And see if you can peel your spine up, up, up. And then stretch. And we'll just do a few like that. See if you just keep reaching that roller away. pressing your feet down. Roll your spine on up and stretch forward and then roll back. Really imprinting the back, then coming back through neutral, rolling up. You'll imprint a little bit here. And then finally, let's just bend your knees a little bit. Lift your spine tall. And you keep those knees bent and just stretch on forward. If you want to advance a little bit, yes, you can stretch the legs a little bit more, but try to keep that feeling of the low back getting the stretch and not excessively rounding through that upper back. Okay, we're going to switch it up a little bit. I'm going to cross in my ankles and bring my hands forward. And remember, it's all about stabilizing that roller. I'm going to come to the quadruped position, right on all fours. If this is too much on your wrist, you can always take that onto those elbows. Knees under hips, hands under shoulders. Inhale, exhale, right? Arch, round. I'm pressing into all 10 of my fingers. I'm really trying to open my chest here and send my tail back. From my belly lifts, my tail tucks. My head comes down. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, and breathing out. Now, from here, come to a neutral spine. I'm going to try to keep my neck long. We're going to go into a plank neck. So step one leg back. Keep your hands right underneath your shoulders. Then the other leg back, and there's that plank. See if you can hold it, right? Keep the chest really open. Keep the abs in tight. Weight is in the feet and in the hands. Last 8, 7, 6. Stay open through the collarbones, tight through the belly. 3, 2. Gently lower one knee and then the other. I'm going to take a quick child's pose here. Just stretch the roller forward slightly. Send the hips back and draw your abs in. And we're going to lay onto the belly for swan. First, reach the roller out, extending through your elbows. Weight down through your ankles. Weight down through your hips. Lift up through your belly. And just lift your shoulders. Drop your shoulders. My face is off of the mat because of my microphone, but you can have your forehead down. Lifting the shoulders and lower. Inhale. Exhale. Keeping the belly tight, keeping the feet weighted down. And then start to draw the roller in towards you, pushing into your hands, opening your chest. And then slowly push the roller away to release your body down. Shoulders away from the ears, abs in, feet down, hands press and pull in. Big stretch to the abs. And release. A few more like that. Shoulders back, exhale, lift. Inhale to release. And shoulders down, exhale. Release 2 more times. Shoulders away from the ears, widening through the chest, opening through the front of the body. Last but not least, shoulders down and lift. Slide the roller in, take your hands under your shoulders. Send your knees back, reach those hands forward, and give yourself one more stretch. Send those hips back, keep squeezing those abs in, keep stretching the arms forward and reaching the roller of the way as you send the hips back. Well, you just did a foam roller workout. Make sure that if you haven't already, that you check out the foam roller one, where it's not the Pilates work per se, but the actual foam rolling work. And